Have you ever wondered how the passage of time affects the intimate life of men over 60? Today, we will discuss a topic that sparks much curiosity and, at the same time, a certain reluctance. What happens to men who practice oral intimacy constantly at this stage of life? This talk is aimed at those who have surpassed half a century of life and seek to understand more about their sexuality and well-being. From my experience as a doctor and sexologist, I want to address this issue with the respect and depth it deserves, based on prestigious psychological and medical studies. I invite you to stay until the end to reflect together on this fascinating topic. Before continuing, I want to remind you that this content is intended for adults over 50, with the purpose of providing useful information to enjoy a full and healthy life. Let's start by understanding what oral intimacy implies in the life of an older man. From a medical point of view, this practice can be very beneficial. Recent studies have indicated that men who maintain intimate activities in general, including oral intimacy, usually experience lower stress levels and better cardiovascular health. This is due to the release of hormones like oxytocin and endorphins, known for their ability to improve mood and strengthen emotional bonds with the partner. However, the frequency with which this form of intimacy is practiced can have a significant impact on the body and mind. Some experts warn that in excess, any intimate activity can lead to physical or emotional wear and tear, especially if it is not accompanied by clear communication and good overall health. In the case of older men, there are specific aspects we must consider. From a psychological point of view, the constant practice of oral intimacy can be a way to reaffirm the connection with the partner, especially in long-term relationships. Men tend to associate this type of contact with an expression of affection and dedication, which strengthens their self-image and perception of masculinity. However, if this practice becomes an obsession or a unilateral demand, it could generate tensions in the relationship or even a feeling of emotional exhaustion. Medically, it is essential to pay attention to oral health. Older men are more prone to periodontal diseases or oral infections that could complicate if adequate hygienic measures are not taken. Additionally, the excessive practice of oral intimacy could increase the risk of exposure to sexually transmitted infections, especially if a monogamous relationship is not maintained or if preventive measures are not used. Therefore, I always recommend regular medical checkups and maintaining open communication with a trusted doctor. On the other hand, studies have shown that men who continue to be active in their intimate life after 60 tend to enjoy a better quality of life overall. Their immune system tends to be more robust, and there is a lower incidence of problems such as depression or insomnia. This is partly due to the emotional connection and the sense of purpose that sharing intimate moments with the partner provides. However, it is crucial to find a balance. Intimacy should not become an obligation or a source of anxiety. It is important to listen to the body, respect its limits, and adapt intimate activities to the needs and capabilities of each stage of life. This includes considering aspects such as physical energy, desire, and mutual preferences. For older men who practice oral intimacy constantly, my advice as a doctor and sexologist is simple but essential. Take care of your overall health. A balanced diet, regular exercise, good oral hygiene, and periodic medical checkups are fundamental to ensuring that this practice remains pleasant and healthy. It is also important to talk with your partner about how both of you feel about this to ensure that this activity strengthens the relationship rather than generating conflicts or misunderstandings. Now, I want to answer some frequently asked questions that patients often ask in consultations, and these questions will surely arise for you throughout this video. Can men over 60 experience physical problems derived from the constant practice of oral intimacy? The answer is that under normal conditions, it should not generate serious problems. However, there are important aspects to consider. As we age, it is more common to develop conditions such as arthritis in the jaw or dental, where that could worsen with repetitive movements if adequate rest is not taken. If you notice pain or discomfort while performing these activities, it is fundamental to consult a doctor or dentist. It is also important to take care of your posture during these practices, as it can prevent tensions in the neck or back, something that becomes more relevant at advanced ages. Additionally, if you feel chronic fatigue or recurrent muscle pain, this could be a sign of other health problems such as generalized muscle tension or even sleep apnea. It is essential to perform comprehensive medical checkups to identify and treat any underlying problems. Regarding the impact on the long-term couple relationship, oral intimacy can be a powerful way to strengthen the emotional and physical connection, especially when both members of the couple feel comfortable with this practice. However, it should not become an obligation or a source of pressure. Couples should communicate openly and honestly about their desires, limits, and expectations. If either partner feels that this practice is done more out of obligation than mutual enjoyment, resentment or emotional distance may arise. It is important to remember that each couple is unique. Some discover that this form of intimacy becomes more meaningful over time because it represents an act of dedication and tenderness. Others may prefer to explore other forms of connection that better suit their physical and emotional capabilities. Finding a balance that works for both is key. Now, are there specific emotional benefits of this practice for older men? Absolutely. Oral intimacy, when performed in an environment of respect and love, promotes the release of oxytocin, the hormone known for its role in emotional bonding. This reinforces the emotional connection with the partner and generates feelings of security, trust, and happiness. For many older men, this practice is a way to express affection and reaffirm their ability to give pleasure, which has a very positive impact on their self-esteem. Additionally, men who maintain an active, intimate life often report a perception of greater vitality and a stronger sense of purpose, something fundamental in stages where other aspects of life, such as career or child-rearing, lose prominence. What happens, however, if an older man does not have a stable partner and practices oral intimacy with different people? The absence of a stable partner does not mean that sexuality, including this practice, cannot be enjoyed. However, in this case, it is essential to take additional precautions. The use of protection methods, such as dental dams designed to reduce the risk of sexually transmitted infections, is highly recommended. Additionally, it is important to maintain an honest dialogue with sexual partners about medical history and intimate practices, especially at this stage of life where the immune system may be more vulnerable. If the partner of an older man does not feel comfortable with oral intimacy, this is a topic that deserves to be addressed with great sensitivity. If the partner is not in agreement, the first step is to try to understand the reasons behind that discomfort. It could be due to cultural factors, negative past experiences, or even physical changes that cause insecurity. In these cases, pressure should not be applied. Instead, a dialogue based on respect and empathy should be opened. In some cases, going to couple therapy or consulting a sexologist together can be an excellent way to explore these differences and find alternative ways to maintain a satisfying intimate connection for both. Another question that often arises is how this practice affects the immune system of older men. The impact can be both positive and negative, depending on the circumstances. On one hand, studies have shown that regular intimate activity, including oral, can strengthen the immune system by reducing levels of cortisol, a stress hormone that in excess can weaken our natural defenses. On the other hand, if adequate hygiene measures are not taken or if there is exposure to sexually transmitted infections, the immune system could be compromised. Therefore, it is vital to maintain impeccable oral hygiene, wash hands before and after the activity, and be attentive to any unusual symptoms such as sores, redness, or persistent pain in the mouth. Finally, one of the most important questions is how older men can prepare to maintain this practice safely and healthily. Preparation is key to enjoying oral intimacy without risks. It is important to maintain good oral hygiene by brushing teeth and using mouthwash before and after the practice. However, brushing should be avoided just before if there is a risk of gum irritation, as this could facilitate infections. It is also fundamental to have regular medical and dental checkups to ensure there are no dental problems or oral infections that could complicate matters. Additionally, incorporating relaxation exercises for the jaw and neck can be useful to avoid discomfort during or after the activity. Before saying goodbye, I want to invite you to reflect on what sexuality means at this stage of life. Far from being a taboo subject, it is an essential part of our well-being. Sexuality does change, yes, but it does not disappear. On the contrary, it can become a richer and more meaningful experience if we live it with wisdom and the care we deserve. If you found this interesting, I invite you to continue exploring more topics like this on our channel, Wise Aging, sexuality, and health. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video with your loved ones, and leave us your comments. Until the next chat, where we will continue discovering together the secrets of a full and healthy life.